What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to yet another episode. I'm your friendly neighborhood coach, Jose, and in this episode, I'm gonna show you how to do a very simple serving technique. This is not the full, complex, massive, professional first serve. This is just a simple serve that you can use in your social tennis to get your serve in most of the time. No one ever gets every single serve in, but you can definitely get more serves in with this technique that I'm gonna show you today. Now, the first step of this simple serving technique is making sure you get your grip right. Get our hand in the continental or hammer grip. It's where you put your racket on the side as so, and then all you're going to do is you're going to put your hand straight on top. Easy, simple way of thinking about it is so the webby bit in between your index knuckle and your thumb, right down the flat bezel, all right, or the top bezel, bezel number 1. This is to make sure that you have your good pronation with your serve when we do this in the next step. One thing to note with your grip is you want to make sure you've got your hand nice and long on the grip itself. You don't want to be holding like a fist, so try and spread your fingers out a little bit more. The reason for this is to make sure you stay nice and loose and whippy with the motion. The more you hold it like a fist, the harder it is to stay loose and whippy. Now, the second step to making this simple serve is the preparation. So what we're doing is we're not going to take a big long swing like the pros do. We're going to start up the top, nice and simple. So we got the correct grip and I've got a ball in my hand. Now I'm not going to hit anything just yet. I'm going to make sure my preparation is right. So a simple way of understanding is making sure the butt cap, so the bottom of the racket here, is going to be facing towards the ball, wherever the ball is going to be. So it should be in front of me, but I'll get into that in a second. So butt cap facing towards the ball. When your butt cap is facing to the ball, if you're holding the correct grip, you should have your strings facing to the side or facing towards your head. If you've got the wrong grip, you might be facing your strings up to the sky. Definitely don't do this. If your strings are facing up to the sky, what you're going to do is a fry pan serve, which is just straight over the top. If you do this, you might get some in, but it's highly likely that you're going to make a lot of errors. Whereas the simple serve I'm going to teach you today is going to get most of your serves in. Maybe not straight away. Nobody ever gets it straight away. But with a little practice, you'll get this in. Now for the third step. This is where the ball comes into play. Now I've checked my grip. I've got the right grip. I'm starting in the correct position. Now the ball, I'm gonna make sure that it stays just in front of me here. I'm not gonna throw it too high because I'm not gonna need to reach too high with this. I'm just gonna pop it up just in front of me here so that I can just pronate with my wrist. Now that brings me into the next part of this motion, which is the pronation. When I go to hit the ball properly here, I'm gonna do a full 180 with the butt cap. It's now facing forward, which would be where the ball is going to be. And then I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna do a full rotation. So now the butt cap, so the bottom of my racket, is facing to the back fence. And my strings are slightly facing more to the side, okay? So the side fence here. It's not facing down. It's a very common misconception that when professional players do their serve, they reach up high and they come over the top and strings face down. If you watch a slow-mo video, and I'll try and include it into this video, in this episode here, of a professional serve, they first reach up, yes, then they turn their racket pronation to the side, and then they come around and finishing in front of them. So with this motion here, we're just working on the pronation. We're not coming around or anything. So we're just going 1 and 2. Simple motion as that, 1 and 2. You may have a question and ask me, how does this make the ball go that way? Wouldn't it make the ball go to the right? Or if you're a lefty, to the left? You're right, it's all about the timing. If you get the timing wrong, then of course it's going to go off to the side. So think of it this way, if I hit the ball too early, it's from this position here, too early. If I hit it, the strings are facing this way, so the ball would go to my left, as I'm a right-handed player. Now, if I hit the ball too late, at this point in time, my strings are now facing to the side fence. So yes, the ball would go to the side. But if I hit the ball just right, my strings are facing forward and I flick all the way through, the ball will continue to go through. Let's give it a try. Ball up, flick through, strings out to the side. Now you'll notice I'm standing quite close to the net, which I did forget to mention earlier in the previous couple of steps. When you start learning this for the very first time, it's easiest to stand close to the net. That way you don't have to stress so much about trying to get it over the net, which leads me into another point I always say to all my students, is focus on the technique first. If your focus is just trying to get the ball in and in the right square all the time, then your focus is on that instead of on the technique that we should be doing. So put your focus in the technique. Your results will come later. Trust me, they will, if you put the effort in the technique. Like I just showed you with the technique, 1, butt cap facing forward, and then facing back. And the grip is sorted and the preparation is sorted. There and there. Okay, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Now, if I hit the ball too early, it's going to go far out to my left, okay, as I'm a right-handed player. If I hit the ball too late, it's going to go over to the right. So it's all about the timing here. So if you keep noticing that the ball goes off to one side rather than the other, I encourage you to actually go way out. If you keep in too much to the right, it goes way out to the right side if you're a right-handed player, or if you're a left-handed player, if it keeps going far out to your left, I encourage you to hit the ball out, but out onto the opposite side. So that way you learn, and it teaches your brain and it teaches your muscle memory, okay, what is too far out to this side? What is too far out to this side? So then you can start working your way and finding the middle spot. So ever so slightly, okay, that's way too far out to the side. Okay, next one, I'm gonna go way too far out this side. Okay, now I know which far, okay, I've got too far this way, too far this way. Now I can start reeling it in and finding that middle spot ever so slightly. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and you keep making the same mistake over and over, you can't expect to see a good result, okay? That is a definition of insanity. We're not insane people here. We're here to learn. Make mistakes, but learn from your mistakes. What I'm gonna do in this next ball here, I've hit it too far out to the side. Now I'm gonna start reeling it in. Okay? 1 and 2 with that motion. And now as you get better with this and as you start to get more balls in the direction where you would like it to go, you can start moving back a little bit. Move back, grab a new ball, 1 and 2. Move back again a little bit more, 1 and 2. You may notice that when you do this, as you go at certain stage back, it might start getting too close to the net. Well, in that stage, start hitting them a little more upwards. So instead of going a little bit more down over the ball, I would encourage you, when you get further back, start hitting the ball more up, but still get that same motion all the way through. 1 and 2. When you start hitting the ball more up, this is a very important note, is you do not change your grip. You just angle your wrist ever so slightly and your string faced ever so slightly more to the sky. Slightly, okay? Don't go straight up to the sky, because then you're probably going to be doing the wrong technique. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's simple serving technique. Now, I encourage you to practice that as much as you possibly can and as frequently as you can to get those results of getting it in. Remember, nobody ever gets it first go. That's why it's important to train and put the effort in and make mistakes. Don't be afraid of getting out there and making mistakes so you can learn from them. That's the only way you can learn in real life. Get out there, learn from your mistakes, and have fun with it. Until the next time, I really appreciate you tuning into this episode. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That way I can catch you in the next episode. Cheers.